Hello guys, welcome back to the Zumi movie...
You nailed it, nailed the title.
The Zimmer Movie Marathon Podcast. I am Ross, joined by my brother Kyle. This episode, we watched The Silence of the Lambs. Came out in 1991, directed by Johnathan Demme, I believe. Written by Thomas Harris and Ted Talley, starring Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins.
Based on a novel by Thomas Harris.
Yes, based on the novel.
Well.
Yeah.
What did you think of the movie? I think we should start, before we do a summary, we should start with a spoiler-free, just kind of overall our opinions.
Yeah, sure. What did I think of it? I actually really liked it. I thought the acting was awesome.
I would say of the three films we've watched so far, this has been my favourite.
Yes, definitely. It was really enjoyable. I was pretty much never bored or anything. I was always excited to see what happened next. I was on the edge of my seat.
It's very intense.
Definitely, very intense. Pretty much the entire movie is intense, I'd say.
It's strange. It's tense, but it's not scary. I was worried it was because I don't like horror films, but it's never it's not like a scary film. It's just a very tense film.
Yeah, not scary, just creepy, and makes you think about how messed up some people are, But not scary. So that was good. I know that would be good for you.
Yes. Well, to give a brief overview of the story, there's an FBI trainee lady. And she's assigned to hunt for a serial killer called Buffalo Bill, and to do that she requests the help of another serial killer named Hannibal Lecter, and that's basically the overview of the plot.
Yeah, and so Hannibal Lecter is, I don't know, sort of helping her, but also playing tricks his own. He's also crazy because he's a cannibal, and
yes, Hannibal the cannibal.
Yeah, so you can't trust anything he says, but also. He's such a compelling character, honestly.
Oh my gosh. Not number one, Anthony Hopkins. Fucking so interesting to watch on screen.
He's so good at playing that character. And I think the camera work does a lot of justice too.
How it's uncomfortably too close to his face. And he's just staring directly at you on the screen. It's great.
Screw the forehead. Just your face. It's really good the way they did it, just straight on.
I love specifically later on in the film when they're talking about the lambs of the title, and how throughout the conversation it keeps zooming closer and closer to each of their faces.
Yeah, it's just getting more and more
as
intense.
it gets more uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really, it's definitely a good one.
I thought, because obviously a lot of times comes up in this film, it's dated things. I think this movie actually plays into it though, how basically every man she talks to asks her on a date. Did you notice this?
Yep, for sure, yeah.
There's the asshole psychiatrist guy who runs the clinic, and then the cross-eyed scientist guy asks her on a date.
Yeah. And
everyone's always hitting on her, and it's she's not comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
She just has to deal with it.
Yeah, just like the past two movies, it's another, but this one it's
no, this one I think it's intentional.
Yeah, and I kind of thought it kind of helps people be more aware of what it's like for women in that kind of work.
Mm-hmm.
When she tries to give instructions or give her what she thinks about something, everyone kind of second guesses her, and they're like, "Oh, you're a woman. You don't have authority, basically."
Where all the cops are just chilling out in the room. What are they doing? She's like, could you please leave? And they all look at her for a second. It's oh, I guess she's in charge of us. I guess we should leave.
Yeah, they're all just kind of confused. Why is she saying this to us? Yeah, no, that's definitely a trend that we're seeing with these classic movies, these older movies.
I mean, that stuff's okay. The stuff where it gets dated in this film is the trans stuff, which I'm sure we'll get to.
Yeah, the transvestite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. We'll get to that in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I took a little mini note of how much times they use planes in this film to get around.
Planes? Yeah.
I was never quite clear on distance, but it seems like they were using planes a lot.
Yeah, it's because they used the plane to get to that guy's house at the end, and then they used the plane to transport the guy. Yeah, there was a lot of travel. I'm not sure I'm actually not sure what the time frame was in the movie.
Well, it said he keeps his victims alive for like 3 days or something like that. So I assume from when he kidnaps the senator's daughter, it's like 3 days, roughly.
Okay, yes. Oh, wow, yeah, so they got a lot of plans. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that's like an inconsistency in the show that they use that much stuff, or do you think it's fine?
I don't think so. I just thought it was strange that it seems like this case takes place over a very, very large area.
Yeah.
That they have to keep using planes to get around.
Yeah, it was through a lot of states. Yeah.
The other one was where her chief guy is like, we can't discuss these matters in front of a lady. And then she's just left in the room with all of the cops staring at her. And it's like, this is the most uncomfortable scene in the whole film. Oh,
yeah. It's so awkward. Well, like, why are they just staring at her?
I don't know. It's almost like stay in your place, woman, stare. I don't know.
Yeah. She was a good character. I actually really liked her as a
protagonist.
Yeah, she did a really good job.
She's not like, I like that she's not like a badass.
Yeah.
She's very she's quite emotional about it, but she still gets the job done.
Yeah, she's clearly very new to what she's doing.
Yes.
Because she was a trainee, but also she seems like she's a natural kind of at the same time, Mm-hmm. She's definitely good at what she does. She doesn't let the men stuff get in the way, She's like,
yeah.
Like, she knows that women aren't worse. She's just like, shut the fuck up, these guys. Like, they're just annoying.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting during the autopsy scene that they very deliberately avoided showing the body for the most part. They have a shot of it at the end, but I think it's actually better when it's left to your imagination because you can see their faces and they're like clearly horrified by something, but you don't know what.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, something that's better. Well, first off, not to see it because it's probably disgusting. And also,
yes.
it leaves that messed up side to, like, let you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, for a film about serial killers, not that much gore in the film.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate, because I'm not big on gore.
Yeah, there was some gore. It wasn't that detailed, though, and it wasn't that often.
No, there was... The most graphic thing is, I think, Hannibal Lecter leaves that guy, like, hanging with his gut torn open.
Yeah.
But they only linger on that shot for, like, a few seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have questions about that whole part of the movie, but...
Yeah, they really futz with, like, Hannibal's capabilities there.
Yeah. That was the one... So, the one kind of inconsistency... Because I feel like the movie was pretty realistic. Like, all of those things could definitely happen. Aside from... There was one part in the movie where... So Hannibal Lecter is basically locked up the entire movie, and he has been for, like, 8 years. But basically his, I don't know, warden, I don't know, what would you call that, doctor guy? He leaves his pen in this, or he puts his pen down, and somehow, like, tied up, Hannibal Lecter gets the pen.
Yeah.
And from that is able to break
be fair,
free.
The movie does very much establish that guy's an idiot, so it's entirely possible he just left his pen in there.
Maybe he just totally left his pen in there. Yeah, that is possible. But that's the only thing, because if he didn't, it's like, how would Hannibal get that pen? But, I mean, I guess that could have happened.
I mean, the thing with that whole scene is, we only got 2 cops assigned to Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
And, like, he could just, like, walk around the floor and plant bodies and crap and no one sees him.
No one's checking on this fucking serial killer,
I mean, I don't know where it's set, but presumably they have, like, security cameras, right?
Yeah, well, they must. Like, people... They must. So that whole part was kind of annoying because it's taking away from, like, the rest of the realism, but it wasn't that bad, I don't think.
To me, that whole scene, like, okay, fine, the point is Hannibal escapes. I feel like that whole scene was kind of a bit drawn out, though. Like, it doesn't really have anything to do with the movie. We're meeting all these random cops who are investigating, who I love, by the way, when the cops enter the room, they do, like, these dramatic poses.
Yeah, everyone when they enter,
like Power Rangers.
People are, like, aiming at the wall, the ceiling and stuff. Yeah, that was funny. I think it was really smart of them to think about the way that he escapes, though. That was pretty sick. I didn't see that coming. Like, how he
that he actually was wearing the other guy's face.
Yeah, like, that's insane. But...
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing no one noticed.
It is a good point, though, that, like, he wasn't really a part of the movie after he escaped. I don't know if this, like, is there some sort of sequel on him? I assume there must be, right?
I think there's a show called Hannibal. I don't think it stars Anthony Hopkins, but and I think it's a prequel, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it. I think it has Mads Mikkelsen playing Hannibal.
Okay. Yeah, and like a lot of time I don't get bothered by stuff that isn't realistic if the movie isn't trying to be that, like in Ghostbusters. But like I feel like this movie was really trying to stay consistent, and that was like the one thing to me that was like, okay. But it was still good because I still thought it was pretty creative the way they did it, you know?
Yeah, that's fair enough, yeah. I find it insane how with his performance he could make you laugh at the most horrible jokes.
Yeah, I know.
Like, the part at the very end where he's like, I'm having an old friend for dinner. Like...
Yeah. And also, you kind of, like, didn't hate him, in a way. For me, at least. I was like, the relationship between him and the girl is, like, almost wholesome, in a way, but it's also, like, really fucked up.
Yeah.
It was...
Well, I thought it turned creepy for me when you see that he's, like, drawn her with the lamb. Did you catch that detail?
When?
Just before he escapes, you see one of his drawings, and it's a very detailed drawing of her holding like a baby lamb.
Wow. Was that the drawing that he asked the officer to move so he could put the foot on?
Yes.
Okay. Huh. Oh, I didn't notice that. That's creepy as fuck.
Yeah. I don't think there is a sequel, but it does obviously like set up a sequel of like her tracking him down.
Yeah, it really does. The movie was very intriguing though, you know, like you always wanted to know what happened next. And you're always trying to, for me, like I was always trying to expect what would happen next, and that thing would never happen. Like when she was in the person's house, the bad guy, Buffalo Bill, I was expecting Hannibal Lecter to fucking show up and kill her or something, I don't know. But like nothing I ever expected happened in the movie, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, once he escapes, he's just done. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm going to move to Africa or the Caribbean or wherever he is.
Yeah, who the hell knows where that guy went?
He has a blonde wig. How do you feel? Okay, well, let's address it now. It's the next thing on my notes. Yeah. How do you feel about our villain, Buffalo Bill?
He's just crazy, man. For me, like the story was somewhat confusing. I just want to clarify. So he basically was making a bodysuit to turn into a woman, basically, right? Because he didn't get accepted to all of those places that would do the surgery for him. Yeah, I mean, I thought he was a pretty good bad guy. He was obviously just insane, though. You know, he
didn't have as much screen time as I was expecting. He's like barely in the film.
Yeah, he was barely. It's like the idea of him, I think.
I will say the scene where he first kidnaps the senator's daughter is comical.
Yeah,
where he's like, "Oh, help me get this chair into this."
You get in the truck.
Just get right back into that van. Yeah, nothing suspicious about this.
I know. That's pretty funny. Like I don't know. Come on, like that's so obvious.
You don't get in strangers' vans, lady.
Yeah, don't talk to strangers. Like
these are the obviouses. So yeah, I mean, they do kind of address it where they're like, when they're first talking about him being a transsexual, and they're like, no, and most transsexuals are very passive. By the way, that's not the word anymore, but I'm just going to use it because that's the word they use in the film.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's a strange element of the movie.
I know Yeah, I mean it seems. I don't know. I don't know who else they would have done it, but I don't know.
There's a million reasons for a serial killer to exist, you know?
Yeah, okay. I don't know. That part is kind of strange, but back, I guess it was only like I don't even know what it was like in 1991. You know?
It certainly wasn't as like known about as it is now.
Yeah, I don't even think it was accepted at all. Really, still. Like, I think...
Certainly not, like, publicly. 1991, the film came out.
They're very passive in nature. It's just like, that's such a generalization.
Yeah. There's definitely... Obviously, the line that I knew was in this film is, would you fuck me, I'd fuck me? Because that's like that's a meme at this point. I'm sure you've heard that one before.
I don't think I have heard it, honestly.
You've not heard that? That's, I definitely heard that one. I know that it rubs its lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again.
I don't know any of these quotes. Like, I've never heard it before. But there was some stuff where I thought I'd heard it before, but mostly not like any quotes or anything. Just some stuff that Hannibal Lecter said that I was like, I feel like I've heard that before.
The Hannibal Lecter, like, mask thing, which he only wears for one scene in the film, is iconic. I definitely seen like replications of that before. I think there's a boss in Borderlands who wears a thing like that, but it's like a claptrap unit.
Yeah.
Wearing
that mask. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that in places before. Yeah, it's crazy just like how dangerous he is. That they have to just basically put him on a dolly as if he's just not even like a human being. You know?
Yeah, that's the whole like plot with him and the senator and that idiot psychiatrist guy is so strange.
Yeah.
Where they're like, yeah, we'll just get you on a plane to talk to this US senator.
No, like, that wouldn't... The senator would not talk to some, like, that crazy... Like, someone would go through and communicate that to the senator, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just for the thrill of it, I guess.
I mean, I guess, her daughter was kidnapped, she's desperate, but still, it felt really strange.
Yeah, but, it's just entertainment. At the end of the day. They have to do that stuff, you know? But it's the same for, like, when the detectives are all, like, running in and stuff. That guy's just wearing a suit. Just like, man, put a SWAT vest on, man.
No, that's because the FBI agent always wears a suit. That's in all of these films.
Of course,
they never actually put on the gear.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like crime zones and stuff. It's like no one's going to be walking around in a suit. Everyone's going to be wearing, like, those big white... uniforms, I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking
about.
Like
in a crime scene, like forensics, they wear these big white, like puffy suits, so they don't get all the shit and stuff.
My understanding is forensics come in first, and then the detectives come in once all of like the evidence has been gathered.
Yeah, but I think the detectives still don't wear suits and stuff to that thing. I think they still wear like white. Pretty sure someone told me that in forensics at some point.
Why did Buffalo Bill have night vision goggles? Where did he get those?
I don't know, man. I don't question that guy, you know? Like, and also, the lights turned back on after he died.
Well, I think she shot out a window or something like that.
Okay. That makes sense then. Yeah, I don't know why he had them on. That part was so creepy, though.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, like, the main protagonist was in the house of the serial killer, and it was, like, complete darkness, and oh my god, we could only see the protagonist through the bad guy's, like, goggles, and it's just creepy. It's like he's just following her.
Yeah, and she's freaking out.
Yeah, he should have clocked the gun kind of before he got so close to her. Maybe she wouldn't have heard it, but...
I just remembered the first scene with Hannibal Lecter with the crazy guy who throws things at her face.
Oh god,
Oh my god, that was disgusting.
That is so bad. It's so gross.
I mean, he does die later that day, but still...
Does he really?
Did you miss that? Hannibal Lecter whispers in his ear and he eats his own tongue.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that now. I didn't know they were talking about that guy, though.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was so gross.
Why doesn't that guy have glass over his cell?
Yeah, I don't... Like, who are those other people anyways? Just other serial killers?
Other crazy people, I guess.
Yeah.
After a while, I kind of stopped taking notes because I was too busy watching the film. I don't know if you had the same problem.
I felt the exact same way. Because I felt I couldn't take notes because it was hard for me to, like, take notes on it. Because I didn't know what was... I knew what was happening, but, like, some parts were confusing to me. And also, what do you take notes about, you know? It's like...
I was trying to take notes of stuff that I especially like the camera work on the zooming in on the faces and stuff of that nature. I mean, the whole scene where she's at his house, and obviously, you know that the FBI guys have the wrong house, even though they're trying to... It's edited so it lines up with the bell ringing and stuff, but... all of the cops in this film are so dumb. When they're going to her house and the SWAT guys are, like, diving through the windows. Like, what are you guys doing?
Cops are always dumb, though. You know, I was frustrated actually when she was at the very end when she went in the guy's house and they started like trying to kill each other in pure darkness. Like I was like, just go out of the building and like call the cops and get them to come. You know, like just wait. You don't have to do this alone. But
well, to be fair, the guy does have a hostage. So
yeah, but she's already been a hostage forever. She can last a little bit longer.
Yeah, but she wanted to make sure that the hostage wasn't going to be killed, right? So
she's just being a superhero. I get it.
How did you feel about the hostage kidnapping the small dog?
Pretty big brain. I mean, I don't know how the Buffalo Bill didn't hear her, but see, now that I'm like talking about it, I'm realizing like all the inconsistencies. But yeah, it can't be perfect.
I don't know if that was an inconsistency. I feel like they established the first time she tries that, the dog's like, no, I'm not that stupid. And then the next time the dog's down there, so apparently it was that stupid.
Yeah, no, but it's just like, how did Buffalo Bill not hear the girl
well, he's
yelling?
He's blasting his music and dancing in a mirror. Yeah, he's just like, it's fine.
Doing his thing. Yeah, I didn't take many notes after like the first hour, because I'm like, wow, this is really good.
It's just, every scene is just captivating, where you're like, even when it's just like especially conversations, actually, they're investigating, and you're following her investigation of like, okay, so this lady, she opens the music box, and she has some naughty pictures. Okay, let's talk to her co-workers. Okay, she worked at this house.
For sure.
Okay,
and it's like
just even that like really tedious stuff.
Where we
really
gone
engaging
next?
To watch.
Great stuff. Actually, I haven't really seen many murder mystery films. I think it's probably, out of the ones I have seen, it's probably the best one. I can't really name one either, but I'm sure this is probably a good one.
I don't know if I could name another murder mystery I've watched, to be honest with you.
Yeah. What have I got
It's
here?
a pretty famous one, to be fair.
I mean, were you confused at all during the movie of what was happening? I find, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just suck at following the story of some stuff.
There was a couple things where I was confused, but I think that's because the film was deliberately misleading you. Like, I was confused when Hannibal Lecter just gave the name and address of the murderer.
Yeah.
I was like, wait,
yeah, no,
there's still a mystery.
There's a lot of riddles and stuff like that Hannibal Lecter makes that I just don't understand.
No, I think I understood, because initially he sends her to find the head in the jar.
Yeah.
But when the name is actually an anagram for like me, myself, and I, or something like that, I can't remember. I kind of got it. So the jar in the head was Buffalo Bill's first victim, basically, from like years ago, before he started becoming a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second name he gives, which is like Lewis Friend or something like that, it's an anagram for some phosphor sulfate or something like that fills gold. Like, like when you're mining it, it looks like gold, but it's actually not gold.
Actually, I kind of thought that there's a lot of words that I just didn't really, or words or like phrases that I didn't really get from the movie that kind of confused me. Like, I mean, maybe this is just, I don't think it's just me. I didn't know what covet meant. So I had to like...
Covet?
Yeah, so I had to like look it up.
Yeah, I know what covet means.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't know what covet means, though.
It's like smeagling over something, you know?
Smeagling. Oh, okay. Yeah. Are you saying like Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. Okay. What's the ring? Yeah.
Okay. And there's like they were like exchanging information.
Oh, quid pro quo.
Yeah, I like see like phrases like that. Like they're old in my opinion.
Interesting. I don't know if I could tell you what quid pro quo means, but I know what it means. It's like even deal, basically. Yeah. You do something, I do something, you do something.
Mm-hmm. I know that now. I didn't know that before the movie. I think there's a lot of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I guess on a more like meta level, what do you think they were trying to do with her whole like backstory of like her dead dad, and there's a flashback to her dead dad's funeral, and also the stuff with the lambs, which is the title of the movie is The Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Because I guess I'll explain if people haven't seen. When she was a kid, she lived in a barn for a couple months, and they were slaughtering lambs, and she tried to rescue them and run away. And so she has nightmares of screaming lambs, and so the title of the movie is The Silence of the Lambs, because she hopes that by capturing this serial killer, they'll stop the nightmares, basically. Because she has, like, guilt that she wasn't able to help the lambs, basically.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. I guess I just explained it to myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, like, character development, you know? Like, they're just trying to make us care about the character more. She got a pretty fucked up past, you know?
Yeah.
I remember at the start, the doctor guy said, no, that makes sense. Because the doctor guy said, don't tell Hannibal Lecter any personal information about yourself, and then she just said, like, in her entire backstory, basically. But nothing came of it, so...
Well, he's kind of obsessed with her now, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's not the best situation to be in.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna do anything. It's too easy for him, you know?
No, I think he wants her to hunt him. I think he's looking for a challenge.
Isn't that a thing with serial killers? Like, they want to be on the verge of getting caught?
Specifically for him, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He likes the rush. I think Buffalo Bill probably did too. Bastard.
How do you feel about the eventual end of Buffalo Bill, where if he hadn't cocked his gun, he'd be all good? He could have just hit her.
But the thing is, I think he probably maybe he wants it to be like majestic and like a story, you know. He's fucking crazy, so I don't know, I thought it was a pretty good ending.
And then it ends with a party. Well, really, it ends with a dramatic phone call.
See,
but...
I don't like how it ended with a party, because it's like, dude, Hannibal Lecter, like one of the biggest serial killers, is missing. Like, he escaped and we're partying. Like, should be looking for this guy.
Well, yeah, I guess that's what the final scene is reminding you, right? It's like small victory. The big score is still out there. Yeah. Buffalo Bill's killed 5 people. I don't even want to know how many Hannibal Lecter's killed.
Yeah. Oh god. There's a bunch of stuff on him. Hannibal Lecter. There's a bunch of books and movies and stuff, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not movies,
yeah, it's based on a novel, so I assume there's like other novels, and I think it's a series, so...
I was actually also confused about Buffalo Bill being like the main bad guy, because isn't he like a man of history, you know?
Mm.
But I guess it's just like, I don't know, like why was he called Buffalo Bill?
Because he likes some humps or something like that. I can't remember. They had some sort of reason for it. There was some sort of weird slang that I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I assume Buffalo Bill is like a reference to something.
Yeah, no, Buffalo Bill is like an old American... I need to clarify, I don't want to get this wrong. Oh, there's the Buffalo Bills, the American football team.
That must have been awkward for them after this movie came out.
Yeah. Buffalo Bill was an American soldier, bison hunter, and showman. So that's what, I guess, the name. I don't know. So that's why I knew Buffalo Bill was like a man of American history, but...
I think that the premise of like talking to one serial killer to find another serial killer is... interesting. I think maybe the reason it feels weird that Buffalo Bill's the main villain is just because Hannibal Lecter's more interesting.
Definitely. He's more interesting, for sure. He's a cooler character, and I feel like you would want him to get caught more than you would want the other guy to get caught, almost.
Well, I think, like I say, I think that's because Buffalo Bill has so little screen time.
Yeah.
Like, we don't see him, like, pretending to be normal ever until, like, the end when he answers the door.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a scene of him, like, at the coffee shop or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
We only ever see him in his weird murder dungeon. Which, by the way, what's up with that? That's a big-ass basement he's got there.
It had never-ending doors, yeah.
I know.
It was kind of insane.
It's huge. How did he build that?
I don't know, man. That they're always terrifying, aren't they? The fucking murder dungeons. Like, you would think they would, like, spice them up a little bit, you know? They're always ugly and messy.
Especially since his whole thing is, like, he wants to be, like, a glamorous swimmer or whatever. You'd think he'd, like, decorate a bit more, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I actually thought, too, I wrote down, like, why are they keeping these serial killers in such a shitty facility? It's really dirty down there. Like,
I know.
Yeah, it's only, like, 30 years ago. Like, they gotta have some nicer shit than that, you know? Like,
yeah.
That being said, it definitely, like, helped add to the creepy vibe. Like, his murder dungeon was so creepy. It was great. I loved it. Like, that dead person in the bathtub that was probably there for, like, 10 years or whatever.
Well, I don't remember that.
When she was walking around in the basement, she just opened one of the doors, and it was, like, a dead body in a bathtub. But it was, like, water, but it was all, like...
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, because I was so confused as to what it was.
Yeah, that was funny, man. I think that was, like...
Yeah, okay.
I think that was the person that used to live there.
Oh, Mrs. What's-Her-Face.
Yeah, seems First Lady. Yeah. I think that's pretty much all I have in my notes. I think you pretty much covered everything I said. I just was I highlighted a lot how impressive the acting was from Anthony Hopkins. He's great. Really, really good.
It's interesting, too, because he's actually not in the movie all that much, like, time-wise. Mm-hmm. He just leaves such an impression.
Yeah. And it's like, you can tell that he was a psychiatrist. Like, he really knows how to get in people's heads. It's like he's in your head before you, like, and you don't even realize it. Like, you're already, like, spluttering out information to him, probably. He always knows what to say.
The real villain of the movie is that idiot psychiatrist who lets him out. I mean, come on.
I don't understand. Did that guy just want to be famous?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Because he's talking to the reporters, and he's like, well, my name is Dr. Such and Such.
Yeah.
I can't reveal the name that he gave us, but that's my name, and I orchestrated this entire thing. Yeah. That must have really backfired on him when Hannibal Lecter escaped.
Yeah, he really messed that one up.
He's just a big asshole. Like, literally the first time we see him is him being like, you know, I've never seen an FBI agent as beautiful as you. It's like, that's inappropriate, buddy.
Yeah.
You can't even be doing that.
That's just what's happening in these movies, man. Just classic sexism.
Again, though, I think this one's intentional.
Yeah, I guess it's true. Because, like, with Snow White, when he was like, all women are evil, or whatever the fuck he said? All women are poison, that's what he said.
Yeah.
It's kind of sketch, because that's actually, like, 1937 or something, so it's like,
yeah.
Are we joking here? Like...
Or like the Ghostbusters ones were definitely not intentionally creepy.
No, those were just creepy for sure. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, you can tell they've actually, there's a little bit of, I guess, improvement on that kind of thing in that timeline. Yeah, that's cool.
So, would you recommend people watch The Silence of the Lambs, and is it a classic? Those are our two questions, right?
Yeah. Is it a classic? Yeah. I'd say it's a classic. Why not? You know? It's see, like I still don't really have much experience in thriller movies, or what genre would this be called? Yeah,
I'd call it thriller,
crime drama. I don't really have much experience for these movies, but I like this is a very high quality movie, and it aged very well in my opinion. Like I didn't really have a problem with any of the movie. I thought it was really great.
No, it's pretty good.
Should you watch it? Yeah, watch it. Definitely watch it at night. Don't need to watch it at like noon. That's kind of weird. You know.
That's when we watched it. So.
I think it's really creepy. It's a good watch for sure. I really enjoyed it.
I would agree on both counts. I think it definitely deserves classic status, and I do think it's well worth a watch. It's not scary like I thought it would be. There's a little bit of gore but not much. Not as much as you're expecting. You're always expecting it to turn more gory, but it never does.
Yep.
I found.
Yeah.
I mean, in these movies, I'm just so jumpy. Like, every time there's a tense, quiet scene, I'm expecting a jump scare, but there's no jump scares.
Yeah, it's actually not that scary. So if you're scared of scary movies, you'll like watch them. Don't need to worry about it for this one.
Even in the scene where she goes to visit Hannibal Lecter when it's raining, and he hands her a towel, and he's sat in the darkness, I was expecting him to like jump out and go boo or something, and he doesn't do that.
I was half expecting the main character to die.
I don't know if I was. I mean, it felt like, I think the important part is it felt like she could die.
Yeah.
Like, very easily.
For sure.
I don't know if I expected her to, though. I hope she didn't. She lived, so there you go.
Yeah.
Sequel bait on the horizon.
Yeah. But yeah, like I also thought the movie was very well written. Very good story. So yeah, is there anything else you want to say on the movie?
No, I think I've said my piece.
Yeah, I think so too. It makes me want to go on, like I said this with Ghostbusters, like it makes me want to go watch more movies with these actors in it, you know?
I mean, Anthony Hopkins, of course, famous for playing Odin in the Marvel movies.
Right, yeah, definitely.
He's also appeared in a Transformers film. He was in Transformers 5.
Yep.
All great classic cinema equal to this.
Yeah.
So, it's my turn to pick then, isn't it?
Right, yeah, okay.
I would like to continue our trend of picking completely random movies with no tonal inconsistency. And I'm going to pick First Blood, the first Rambo film.
Oh, okay, that sounds good.
So we're going into a classic 80s action film.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm done for that.
You want to place it? You want to give us our outro?
Sure. Thank you guys very much for listening to our podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. I've been Ross.
I've been Kyle. You can find me at Kyle the Scot on YouTube or other YouTube channels that I run. I run several. It's fine. I don't have a problem.
Yeah. Be sure to tune in next time for us when we're going to watch First Blood. It's going to be, I don't know how it's going to be. Hopefully it's going to be good.
It's going to be Sylvester Stallone action.
Oh, yeah.